Hello there, I hope you're fine. I'm here to advertise. They say that knowledge is power, and the more you read, the better you ought to be. I don't know whether you've heard of Mataro TV, which is hosted by Bishop Joseph Mathenge, and who talks about the boy child and the issues that face the life of the boy child, among other issues that face our lives, and also the girl child is not left out. Um, Bishop Joseph Mathenge has written 4 books, which I'm going to tell you about them. Where we, if you are a lover of books, if you love to read and get information, you may get them. Bishop Joseph Mathenge has written a book in his books, a book called A Call to the Hurting Man. Call to the Hurting Man. So just in case you need the book, you may contact Bishop Joseph Mathenge on 0721 312558. The price of the book is 400 shillings. So I'm sure you will want to read about A Call to the Hurting Man. If I would read you the preface. The preface says that I am a man who travels a lot during ministry. So this is Bishop Joseph Mathenge. And he says that I have come across men who are hurting and need a shoulder to cry on. This is the driving force that propelled me into writing this book. So what I share with my readers is an experience that I have gone through for many years, and it culminated into a written material. It is in the public domain that so many old and young men who are raised by a single mother. I salute all single mothers for the great work they do in raising their sons. Consequently, we have others who are raised by absentee, busy and cruel fathers. Moreover, we still have others who are raised by very careless fathers. In the mix of all this, the boy child emerges a loser in the game. I have carried this burden for the last 18 years. It has been a burden of reaching out to every hurting man. At the beginning of this year, which was 2019, I felt great urge within me. All I wanted was to share out my heart with men undergoing painful experiences. I am longing for that day when we as parents, the society, and the government will join hands together to build up the boy child. A lot has been said about the boy child, but I think we are dwelling on the theoretical part rather than being realistic and practical. Time has come for all of us who are like-minded to stop burying our heads in the sand and face these challenges head-on. Unless we face them, we will have ourselves to blame soon. I am encouraged to see the good responses that I receive from those that we have interacted with. It is my hope and prayer that whoever gets the opportunity to read through the book will join me in reaching out to the hurting men within our environs. So that was a preface. if that information takes your attention, you may have this book at the cost of 400 shillings. Simply just contact Bishop Joseph Mathenge on 0721 312558. The Call to the Hurting Man book is also available in Swahili. So the Swahili version, which is called Wito kwa Mwanaume Anayeugua. So if you need the Swahili version, it's also available at the same cost. On his next book, which is Conquering Common Mistakes in Life. So in case you need this book, it also goes for the same price of 400 shillings. So if I would read you the preface. So the preface reads, I have come to realize that most people don't fall because they do not have what it takes to succeed. They fail because of lack of understanding of how things ought to be done, and as a result of that, I felt compelled to write something that can offer some guidelines. As a student of the Bible, I also realized that God is so methodical in his plan and work. When I read the book of Genesis in particular, I discovered that he planned for the work of creation in a very systematic way, such that no confusion could get a chance in what he was doing. He did it for 7 days, and when he looked back, he said it was perfect. Now, the Bible says we were created in God's image and likeness, and therefore we have no choice but to emulate him. That was the driving force in me that stimulated my desire to becoming a written document that one can read. So if that information is right with you, it's okay with you, you may find this book at the price of 400 shillings. Simply contact Bishop Joseph Mathenge on 0721 312558 and you will get this book at the affordable price. On his next book, which is Switching from the Old Normal to the New Normal, this book was written during the tough times of the corona, whereby it explains the transition and the change that has come about from the old times before corona and into the new times after corona. And if you will need this book, it goes for the same price of 400 shillings. So the preface reads, this book came as an inspiration. I was meditating on the current situation that is facing all of us. I felt God leading me to write these words of encouragement and also some leads on how we can survive the effects of this pandemic. So this referring to corona. In such a traumatic situation, it is needful that people get educated on how to switch from their old normal to the new normal. Such a change does not just happen. It requires a bit of caution. This is because every change is painful and sometimes messy. I have taken time to share some leads on how to follow through the process of change. I have been able to highlight some of the most affected areas in our lives and how best one can deal with such. I have also discussed in length the importance of our minds and how best our mind can work for us in such confusing moments. I have also addressed the area of denial and how to face the reality. Due to the current pandemic, people are undergoing financial constraint, and as a result of this, family conflicts are on the rise, leading to marriage breakdown. Depression has really eaten up a lot of people, and therefore, I have taken time to address this area on how best to understand and conquer it. I hope this book will offer solutions to unattended issues and problems in our lives. So, if that information looks good to you or feels okay with you, you may find this book at the affordable price of 400 shillings. Simply contact Bishop Joseph Mathenge on 0721 312558. On his next book, Wisdom for Life, that book is his fourth book, which also goes for the same price of 400 shillings. If I would read you the preface, so the preface reads, every generation has its own struggles. It can be tough for older generations to relate to and understand the things that are making today's young adults run into depression and anxious life situations. Of course, these challenges vary widely depending on who you ask. Young adults of different races, income levels, and geographic locations often have different concerns. They often seem to prioritize the same concern differently. It is therefore important to take that into account when evaluating the areas where today's young people are struggling. Wisdom for Life comes in to address these and many more issues affecting not only the younger generation but also the older ones. So, if that information seems appealing or is okay with you, you may find this book at the affordable price of 400 shillings. In case you may need to advertise your business or your product or your services, you may also contact Bishop Joseph Mathenge on 0721 312558, and I'm sure it shall be an affordable process, and we welcome you. We have done various advertisements, and among them we have Naomi's Kitchen, we have MC or Aureta Karubembe Jr., we have Hidden Legacy Solutions Publishers headed by Ephraim Joroge. We have Dr. Albert Doya, who is a reflexologist. So if you have issues with your feet or you struggle with joint pains or probably arthritis, he is able to look at that. Also, we have Consolata Waidera, who runs a fruits business and makes juices at Roysambo. We have MC PM Joroge from Nakuru. So if you need MC services, you may request for him. And if you need to advertise, simply contact Bishop Joseph Mathenge on 0721 312558, and you may have a session on Metaro TV to advertise. Thank you for joining me on this session. The Lord bless you. Thank you.